We're gonna go on. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Today's date's Monday, September 9th. It's 9:01 a.m. If everybody please rise for the pledge of allegiance followed by prayer. The prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Commissioner Williams, I'll do the prayer this morning. Please pray, dear Lord, as we begin our Commissioners Court meeting today, please give us guidance and wisdom as we tend to all our county's business. Help us hold everything good and great which you bring into our lives. And please look after the Farrell Thorne family. Farrell Thorne was a former commissioner who passed away after our last meeting. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Okay, there's County Attorney Hill. Good morning. Here. Commissioners, if you'll look at number 2, review and act on minutes of August 26, 2024. Somewhere on page 2, I did on my conference, had precinct 1 on there.
What are we talking about?
You jumped, but
I jumped, but never mind, I'm on minutes, never mind. Excuse me, I jumped. What are you talking about? Yeah, I jumped. We're on minutes. Review and act on minutes of August 26, 2024. Go through that, so if there's anything we need to change.
on the Christmas lights, I didn't vote for it or against it. I sustained on that.
Okay. We'll make a correction. Not the motion.
That the minutes be a stand approved as corrected.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Williams to approve the minutes as was corrected.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Okay, number 3, audience of individuals. Anybody here to speak today? I don't see anybody. Now we move to number 4, review and act on accounts payables.
I see what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I don't have any idea how that happened, but I'll get it fixed.
On page 3, Judge, that's the one that we're talking
Yeah, I
about.
think Summers are,
Yes, everybody got yes.
Summer caught it too.
Yeah, she got it. I jumped the gun there.
Gave her fair warning.
Noticed from there to every precinct, our fuel's kind of going up. It's, I know on mine, it's gas and diesel, what I have to buy. But doing a lot of work. Everybody has. Make a motion to approve the accounts payable with the change on correction on page 3 of precinct 1.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Wright to approve the accounts payable with the noted correction. I'll second the motion. All those in favor of approving the accounts payable, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Consent agenda, gentlemen, if you'll put in your package, we have all the consent agenda. All the reports from all the different departments.
Summer, I have one question on the monthly treasury report. We have those 2 CDs that are there. Do they not create any interest at all?
It's quarterly, I believe.
Oh, okay.
We typically have a facilities report. I mean, I didn't.
It's not that it came in Friday, it's too late for us to add to it, facilities report, and I'll have it in the next commissioner report package.
Thought we stopped doing that.
Well, we did away, and what the deal was, it's taking quite a bit of time to go through all the detailed parts. Not go guide, just do a condensed item, just so, you know, you can say like, Louis Coronado worked on the basement. It's been on in depth. If y'all have any questions, then y'all can ask them. So I thought it'd be good to go ahead and continue, just kind of condense a little bit more.
Somewhere on the judge's receipts, one, it got, a check of $1,500 coming in for culverts. While I was gone last week or week before, did you take care of that? Okay. I didn't care.
It was on the covered receipts, does it not, 1,500?
It does, but I wasn't here when it comes in, so.
Chet takes it in his office, but I process it through our system and it's for precinct 4. So it goes into his precinct 4 budget.
I have no other questions on that.
Okay,
So I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
motion been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the consent agenda. I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Down to the action agenda, consider an act on burn ban. Commissioners, has been my policy. I consult with the 4 fire chiefs, late yesterday evening. The reports I got, 1 fire chief was against lifting the burn ban. 2 were for doing more or less a temporary lifting of the burn ban. 1 was in favor of lifting it completely. The reports in Mills County during the rains about a week ago, back towards Center City Store had up 3 inches. I think the pretty area had around 3. My place, 4 miles south of town, I got 9/10, and further south, I got a little bit less. So, I'll let y'all throw your comments out. I'm still a little nervous. I think about 80% of the county is fine lifting the burn bans. That small 20% I'm a little concerned about. Commissioner, y'all got any comments? And I know it's always difficult. We got some parts of the county getting a lot more than others, since this is countywide.
One thing I thought we went through that before, there is not really any such thing as a temporary zone.
Yeah, I know. I understand what they said. I know. It's gotta be. I understand what they said. They, though their comments were exactly that they'd be all right for a little bit, not on readdressing that. Of course, I didn't go into all the details about that.
We could let it and then put it back on.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here to discuss and see what y'all want to do.
I've been cutting brush on a lot of our right of ways, and a lot of that stuff is just old dead Johnson grass higher in your head, but I have more vegetation in our right of ways than I do in a lot of the pastures. So, but I hadn't had any problems whatsoever so far, and I was afraid I might spark something and create a fire.
The temperatures, forecast, y'all probably saw into this week, supposed to be back up in the 90s to mid-90s. I don't know if there's any chance of rain this week. Next week, there is showing a chance of rain. So that's the forecast.
I know Brown County lifted their burn ban.
Did they?
Yeah.
And they got a bunch of rain, some of
They
those places,
about to-
10, 14 inches.
Yes, about what we did back
They
in.
got a whole bunch of rain, probably flooded the roads.
My Avenue area got over 4 inches up.
Yeah. Yeah, again, most of the county got pretty good, it's just the southern part. Didn't get it. Tough call either way, commissioners,
That's over to lift it and put it back on the agenda in 2 weeks and see how it goes.
okay?
Make that a motion?
Make a motion.
Make a motion that we lift the burn ban and readdress it at the next commissioner court.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Head, lift the burn ban, it's second by Commissioner Martin. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor of lifting the burn ban, say aye. All those opposed?
That was the motion that you left the farm.
Yes.
It's burn ban on now.
Yes.
Okay.
All good?
Well, it's, the burn ban is good for 90 days, unless you make it for a shorter period of time. Once the 90 days are up, the burn ban expires. And if you want to leave the burn ban off, don't do anything. I guess if we're in the 90-day period, we can lift the burn ban. That's what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Did you get everything, son? Okay. Burn ban will be lifted as
I'm
of.
sorry,
That's all right.
it's kind of confusing.
It is
to me,
confusing.
so.
It does get confusing. Okay, the burn ban has been lifted as of today. We'll put it back on the agenda in 2 weeks and readdress it.
So it will be off until the court puts it back on.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Write that down. Okay. Okay, number 6, consider and act on budget amendments. Commissioners, in your package, as you know, towards the end of our fiscal year, we got a lot of budget amendments. Ms. Summer, anything we need to add or tell the court?
This would be typical and normal for this time of year.
Yeah. Any questions or comments commissioners will have on these budget amendments?
On some of them, you have the funds that you're coming from, going to, and some of them you do not have, like on the county clerk's fund, I don't see anything coming from that department going to records on 42. That's
That's a one line item fund. The only option I have is to increase the amount that I don't have anything to transfer from because it's just a one line item, so all I can do is increase the amount we budgeted. And of course, if you read the explanation, it says we're waiting on a refund from them, but I'm guessing we're not gonna get it until the next fiscal year.
Okay, any other questions?
make a motion, we'll approve the budget amendments as presented.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Wright, to approve the budget amendments. I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the budget amendments, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 7, consider an act on approving surety bond for Deputy James Purcell. As you see, Commissioner, we get these surety bonds in all the time, and I have a motion, we approve the surety bond for Deputy James Purcell.
Second.
Motion been made by me, second by Commissioner Wright. All those in favor of approving surety bond for James Purcell, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Now, number 8. Consider an act on interlocal agreement with Bell County Indigent Health Services. I would welcome up to the podium, if you don't mind, please, Ms. Ebony Jackson. She's the Deputy Director of Bell County's Indigent Care. And sorry for the confusion last week, Ms. Jackson, we were having some technical difficulties.
No problem.
Zoom and whatnot, but we'd rather see you here in person. And, so your ankle doing a little bit better?
Well, I broke 3 bones in my foot, shot until I dropped. Made it through, it was a jungle out there.
Well, Mr. Jackson, we got 3 different action items for you, and the first one is consider an act on interlocal agreement with Bell County Indigent Health Services, and if you can just briefly explain each one of these that we do every year with y'all and tell us about what's going on.
So thank you for having me. I appreciate being face to face. I love that. That's what we're used to. So thank you for having us. We are definitely making sure that we are saving county dollars with Mills County, also with Bell County. With the Bell County Indigent Healthcare Program, it is a statutory obligation for the counties to fund an 8% indigent health care for residents and for jail pets. And so, with the, and we can kind of like move forward with some of the reporting that I provided. And so I would like to first start off with the source total report. First and foremost, we have 80 individuals on the program, 78 of those individuals are jail, to our community. And so with the source total report, you can look, you have, for prescriptions, you're paying about $1,000, for counseling, $70, dental, 4,800. Like that. And then for physician services, 4,500. Also for jail prescriptions, because the prescription drugs at the top is community prescription. So for jail prescriptions, you're paying approximately $6,300. And for outpatient hospital, 7,800. And then you have your lab and x-ray and the EMS. Of course, we don't pay for emergency medical services. So right now, we're doing pretty good. For 2020, we did have an individual, and that person, she was placed in jail, and so that jumped your budget up. But right now, I just want to say that we've only spent $25,000. Of course, with the expenditures of $49,000, but we work very hard to make sure that the vendors that we're working with, that they stick with the Medicaid, Medicare rate. If we have a hard time with them, we will strive to collaborate and come up with some kind of understanding with the Medicare rate, but that's still less than paying just an original healthcare rate out there. So, we're at $25,000, which is super great. I'm really happy with that. But there is a lot of collaboration going on. If you turn to your, dashboard report, hopefully, Ms. Brooks had you guys in color. Are y'all in color?
No, we're not in color, those guys.
No. So again, you can look at the percentage of the money that we spent in the $25,000. And so for the, bless you, for the outpatient, that is what you spend the most. And so we don't have a lot of folks here in Mills County that's going in for inpatient. And of course, you know, that is where the money is really going to, be spending a lot of money there. And so with the indigent healthcare program, there's a 30K cap. And so, we don't have a lot of people. I don't know if they're well, in the community, they're not applying as much as they did some years ago. And I was the case manager, so I totally know I come down here and post up at the Senior Citizen Center, and they come in and fill out an application or whatever. However, you have like a source total, it's a chart, and in color, you will be able to see the percentage that you are paying. There were 43 clients that entered into the program this year. Also, we have processed 513 invoices, so that, you know, when they go to the hospitals or they go for pharmacy or anything, we get separate invoices, so it's 513. We processed about 23 applications for those who qualified, and that's in the community. For those who qualified, only 2 actually were processed through, and that's because we're not getting all of the verification that we need. And so when you're dealing with the indigent healthcare program, we have to verify that they qualify with income, residency, resource, household criteria, and also that they do not qualify in the Medicaid sector, and so are in the Medicaid genre. So with that being said, I don't know if that's because, they are not wanting to drop their information off. We do send self-addressed stamp envelopes because we understand that, you know, they can't come all the way down there. So that's something that I have a passion for, like, we probably need to work on that, because you just don't know what's going on as far as the health and social disparities that people are dealing with in the county. We only denied 2 invoices, which is really good. So the bill payment department in the Bell County, office, they're staying on top of things and making sure that the Mills County, they are getting their money and they're paying the lowest rate that they can.
That's good.
Yes, sir. So again, there's 78 inmates that are receiving the health care, which is totally awesome. That is a statutory obligation for the county to provide the health care at the jail. We have 2 communities, so we have 8 people that are on the Mills County program.
Okay.
So, any questions?
Okay, Commissioner, any questions on this first part from Mr. Jackson? Here none, I'll make a motion, we approve the interlocal agreement with Bell County Indigent Health Services.
I would like to say something
Okay.
about that too. So with the interlocal agreement, our original agreement is we agreed to process 60 applications or 50 people that are on the program. As you can see with, where we are, we've approved 80, so we need to, amend that agreement and lift that number up. Because it was originally, we agreed with 60, and we have 80 people on the Mills County. But we got 78 in the jail. And we need to lift that number up, because each year, and let me give you this.
Okay. So this interlocal agreement, you're saying we need to lift the number up?
Yes, we definitely need
In
to
our
lift the
motion?
number up.
Okay.
As you can see, I made a little chart for you. I tried to make it cute as I could. From FY 16 to FY 2024, we have processed more than 60 applications. Or if you guys want to take that number out, I don't know how you would like to amend it. We don't have to specifically say 60. We can take the number out and, you know, we just process the applications that they come and the inmates that come into the jail. And that does not include, I know that at one point, we had some of our Bell County inmates that were housed down in the Mills County Jail. This is strictly Mills County, it's not Bell County, but we're paying for that on our wallet. I would say take the number out.
Well, I've already started my motion, just approving the interlocal agreement with y'all. Is that good enough? Just leave it as is? Or we still need to have something in there?
Well, I'm not sure, I was actually not the director at the time, and I was not a part of that, conversation. But I think that none of us had any, we had no control over how many people we're gonna have in the jail and how many people we're not. So to put a number on that and knowing that the county has a statutory obligation, I would say we're just going to process their cases. You know, to put a number, you might have like, I don't know, you might have some people coming down and.
Did we change this last year though?
No, sir, we did not discuss it. No, we did not discuss
For
it.
some reason I thought.
Hey, every year we're changing it up or down. I just assume just to leave it all. That number.
Yeah, but you just don't know how many people you're gonna have in your jail. You don't know.
Okay.
So,
Even though the contract says 60, you're still processing more than 60.
absolutely, and I can give you that.
Yeah,
There you go. The number is going up each fiscal year.
So if our contract says we're only supposed to do 60 and we're doing more than 60, how's that work?
Well, because I understand and know that it is a statutory obligation for the county to provide health care. We just process it because we don't want the county to fall into any kind of legality. And we're definitely not going to just not do our job.
Sure.
So, we just keep processing the cases.
Okay,
And is everybody that's in the money or they indigent care,
Say that one more time.
everybody that's in jail,
Mhm.
do they qualify them for indigent care?
Yes, sir, we do receive the applications via email, and they are indigent, we call them indigent jail health. And there's a one-page application that they fill out. They have no access to the resources, they can't apply to any other organizations or agencies, so they automatically qualify. And so I just don't think that in that agreement to say, well, we're not gonna process that case for Bills County, knowing that it's an obligation for you to do so.
okay.
But even if they, and that probably ain't even the case, even if they had insurance and they were in jail, they would still be indigent care.
Well, many of times we have folks that sometimes they do have insurance, but there's nothing that insurance can do while they're in jail. Yes, and so if they need Central County Services, if they're getting Social Security, if they're not out of jail within 30 days, then Social Security cuts off that Medicaid, Medicare, they have to amend it within a substantial amount of time for it to be reinstated. And so the county is just obligated, and, you know, the county using taxpayer dollars.
Okay, other questions on this first part? I started a motion, so you're recommending I change that motion, I mean, it can die to like in a second.
I'm definitely recommending that, we just amend it with that number.
Okay,
Because it just puts us all in a strenuous situation, and it doesn't make sense, because it's an obligation for the county to serve their jail community.
and say that number again, up to.
Or just don't take the numbers, put it out.
Just take it off.
Coach, take it off. Well, I didn't include the number on there.
Okay, but it's in there, I just want to bring it.
Through the interlocal,
Yes, sir.
I want to make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement, with Bell County Indigent Health Services, what I said.
Okay,
Is that,
but we're amending it. Mhm.
well, I'll go ahead and, get this going and it can possibly die. So I'll make a motion on that. Do I hear a second on it? Hear no second, motion dies. So we're gonna start over again. So I will make a motion on what we need to do here.
And so we can approve the indigent healthcare local agreement to amend the number of folks who we are processing to be covered by the indigent healthcare program.
Okay,
We would make the motion to amend section 8. 5.
Getting rid of 60 unduplicated cases.
We'll amend the cases, the process cases. And I would say we amended indefinite number.
Okay, so you say that again, you're going to amend this motion to say what now?
So I would like to amend the interlocal agreement with section 8, where it is we process the cases, I don't say that, but, it's an indefinite number.
Process all.
You said process all?
Yes, sir. We
Okay.
can put it that way.
Process all.
I have to get to my profession.
Yeah. Okay,
Linguistics.
well, I just want to make sure we're getting this all right.
Yes.
So we're looking at amending the motion for the interlocal
Not
agreement. for the-
amending a motion, that motion died, you're
Yeah, it died.
making a new
Okay,
motion.
sorry. Okay. Sorry, motion.
So we're making a new motion to amend the interlocal agreement, however, to approve the interlocal agreement, however, we are amending section 8 to, make that number, that case management number of, indefinite. Indefinite
4 Mills County.
caseload. It's an indefinite caseload, we definitely don't want to do this this week. I just need some professionals here to come.
Let's try and
Make
get
it sound.
We might, we need to have a motion to enter in, I guess it's an amendment to the contract
Right.
with Bell County Indigent Health Services to provide that they will be contractually connected to the county of complying with the county's obligation to provide those indigent services, whatever the number is. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
if anybody can say that again.
Or services,
Propose to make that motion.
now I'm trying to get this right, or indigent service to process all, would that be better to say to process all?
All cases the county is obligated to provide, basically we're employing, not employing, but we're entering into the practical obligation with Bell County Indigent Health Services to provide those services that the county is required to provide. Whatever the number is.
What he said.
For process all cases. Does anybody want to handle that motion? I'm trying to. Okay, I'm gonna read this back, make sure we got this right before I make a motion. So you're proposing we amend the agreement with Bell County Indigent Health Services that we will process all, is that section 8?
Yes, sir.
All section 8 with indigent healthcare services and process all cases with the county,
Yes.
okay?
With Mills County.
With Mills County. All right, well, help me, I'll make a motion that we amend the interlocal agreement with Bell County Indigent Health Services. That they'll provide services, but according to section 8,
Section 8.
section 8, for Mills County Indigent Services to process all cases with the county.
Yes.
Is that sufficient?
Yes.
Okay, there's my motion. See how easy that was? Okay, he agrees, she agrees. So there's my motion. Did I hear a second?
I'll say that.
Okay, motion and second into discussion. All those in favor of approving the interlocal agreement that I just read, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We got through that, and let's do number 9 now.
So I will make sure that, I amend that agreement, send it to, Judge Donovan, and
Okay,
then we can move forward on that. I
okay,
did want to let you know that with the diagnosis usage report, so that you know your top 10 diagnoses that we're paying for. Of course, that's hypertension, high blood pressure, anxiety. Then of course we have immunizations and we have diabetes, chest pain, which could possibly come from the hypertension, which rolls over to like heart failure. A lot of that is stemmed from the high blood pressure. You have your gastroesophageal reflux, so that's heartburn, as you know.
Ms. Jackson, so you're on inmate healthcare resolution now, correct?
Well, I'm on the diagnosis usage. I went back to, because I wasn't quite finished
Okay.
about the
Okay,
budget report.
gotcha.
And I want you guys to understand and know exactly what you're paying for. And so you have your unspecified mood, you have your insomnia, and then you have your other health services that you're paying for. So this is pretty much across the board, like with Bell County and other counties. These are pretty much they're very much the health issues that are going on just in general. And so you see those in the free community clinics, you see those in the ER where folks are just, they're just going through some basic, but they're chronic care. So this makes sense. So just letting you know that. And so you spent with these specific top 10 healthcare, we've spent about $19,000 out of the $25,000. And so I just wanted to make sure that that was put out there, so you know where your money is going. Okay, so
Okay.
take it away.
So the next one is consider an act on inmate healthcare resolution. Number 9. Go ahead, Ms. Jackson.
Indigent healthcare resolution. Hold on.
Need my copy? This
Ms.
one-
Jackson.
You said this is,
Oh, okay, yes, sir. So with the resolution, basically, when we are paying for bills, sometimes when our folks are going to specific hospitals, they want to charge us full rate. It is definitely a state rule that when a county provides healthcare, that county pays Medicaid or Medicaid rate. So this resolution, when you find this helps to back us up so that we can advocate. And sometimes it's not always fun to advocate to, some of the medical health vendors. They want to charge an arm and a leg. So let's just say let's say, okay, so I broke my foot. If I was on the Mills County Indigent Healthcare Program, let's say, for instance, the county may pay about $500. But if it is, if you pay full price, that can go up to $25,000 to $30,000. And that's why some of our vendors are like, and our doctors are like, we want more money, because that's pretty much uncompensated care. It is definitely uncompensated care as far as what the county is paying. But that is what the Chapter 61, that is how the county is protected under the Indigent Healthcare Act. I would greatly recommend that this form is signed. It helps us to have a strong position where we can advocate with taxpayer dollars.
Make a motion that we approve, Mills County Commissioners Court inmate healthcare resolution. That is presented in front of us today. The last one was done in 2022. This will be updating it in September 2024.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the inmate healthcare resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Head seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the inmate healthcare resolution, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. And Ms. Jackson, number 10, consider an act on optional healthcare services notification.
And I just want to say thank you so much for that resolution, because that really helps our job. It helps us, it makes it a lot easier. So with the optional service, there are several health services that you can approve or you do not have to approve. Now, if there's something that is truly needed, we can make sure that it is medically necessary. And so there's no claims or anything that gets by our office and we just pay it. We're always doing our due diligence. And I did hear that, some of the bills are coming up through the commissioner's court. If there's anything that, you guys would like to discuss, I don't mind coming down here and explaining why we pay or if we need to pay. So with an advanced practice nurse, sometimes you may go into a doctor's office and you're sitting there, and that nurse may be able to come in and take your vital signs and do all the things that the doctor, he's probably working in other areas in other rooms, but that nurse is coming in and she's doing what needs to be done so he can get right to the meat of what's going on with you. And that's with primary care. And so when the advanced practice nurse, when she provides that service, because she's not a physician, the county is paying a lot less. So I would definitely recommend that with the advanced practice nurse, that's something that you provide. Ambulatory, surgical, the surgical center, that's like the day service. So if a person is going in for a day, let's say to get a knee replacement, because funny to say, when people go in to get surgery, sometimes it's a one-day service. But when they're inpatient, the county is definitely going to pay a lot more money. And so that is a service that I believe that that freestanding service, I believe that that's something that the commissioner's court could consider. Colostomy, medical supplies, I would say that needs to be something medically necessary. It's not something that, when you say no, it doesn't mean that you will not provide these particular services. What it means is that we're going to look into it and make sure that it's medically necessary. And I'm just going to put out there, sometimes you have your folks, they go into the doctor's office, they say, I want this, I want that. And the doctor, they may provide it. But we want to make sure that it's medically necessary. And so when you look at this form and you make a decision on what you would like to provide for your jail health or for anyone in your community, if you discontinue the services, it doesn't mean that you can't have that service. What it means is You can't, we're not just gonna pay for it. Because if you say yes, then we're just gonna pay for it. If it says that it's discontinued, but we have a letter of necessity from the doctor, then that means that we're going to work with the vendors and find out who, what, when, where, and why. And so, I know that you have your 2023, I would stick with the services that you provided last year. And if there's anything that needs to, that we need to look at for 2024, let's say, occupational therapy or mental health, there's too many other agencies out there that's doing that. I'm not totally sure on the Central County Services mental health side here in Mills County, and I do need to start getting out here to see what actually is provided. I am the chair of the Texas Indigent Healthcare Association for the 254 counties. And some of the biggest issues that are going on right now is rural health. And how far does the different agencies who have an obligation to provide mental health, how far do those services reach in these rural counties? And so, because we are administering Mills County and it is a rural county, I am going to be a little more pushing and coming out here. And that's another topic that I want to discuss. It's something that we may be able to put on another Commissioner's Court agenda item. So with that being said, I would like, advanced practice, nursing, ambulatory, surgical center, dental, diabetic supplies, durable medical. And then I would even go down to possibly vision care. And the reason why I said that is because if you have diabetes, your vision changes. So when you're dealing with folks in the jail, that is something that you have to definitely take into consideration to remain in compliance with jail health. And so those are the items that I would say that as a county to provide to your folks.
In the past, we've only provided 1 and 5. Is that not correct?
1 and 5.
And-
I believe
And
that,
dental.
Yeah, that's what's showing on here, just 1
Yeah,
and 5.
the 1 and 5 is all we've
Dental
been.
care advanced practice nurses.
okay, and we can definitely stick with that. And like I said, if you discontinue the services, it doesn't mean that it can't be provided. It just means that we have to prove and show to the Commissioner's Court or to the jail clinic why we feel like this is something that's needed. We would never pay for anything that we can't step up and show verification. So at the end of the day, 1 and 5. Now with Bell County, I'm just gonna let you know, they don't approve anything, so we are constantly,
Like I'm saying.
we are constantly talking and dealing with the vendors, but it's more administration work, just letting you know. However, I'm just gonna give you what I see, but at the end of the day, whatever the court wants to do, we're still gonna do our due diligence.
Well, since you're gonna paper, I'm leaning, like Commissioner Rice said, just do 1 and 5 like we have been in the past.
Okay.
Commissioner Rice, that kind of your thoughts too?
That's kind of what I felt like is that, instead of
Yeah.
providing everything on this thing, it's just the dental and advanced nurse.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions or comments? So,
I make an optional healthcare service notification. I make a motion that we approve that with number 1 that we provide, which is the advanced practitioner nurse, and number 5, the dental care.
okay,
Motion.
does that motion be sufficient? Okay, Commissioner Wright has made a motion to approve the optional healthcare services notifications with number 1 and number 5, as was in the past. That is his motion. I believe I stated that correct. I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor of approving the optional healthcare service notification, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Ms. Jackson, stay put. We'll visit later. I think we're gonna have a lunch somewhere in our lovely restaurant. So we appreciate all the hard work you do for Mills County and being up here today.
And I just wanted to say, we were able to publish the public notice. That is an obligation of the county to make sure that that public notice is put in the newspaper before the start of the fiscal year, so we were able to handle that. She definitely assisted with that. But thank you for having me, and anytime you need me to make that trip, I'm here.
Well, we appreciate the hard work you do for Mills County, so thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Uh-huh. Okay, moving on to number 11, consider an act on 2024 funding commitment for Hill Country Community Action, and Miss Ashley Johnson is here today. I invited Ashley to come visit with us, just to kind of give an update too on all the HCCAA things that you're doing, the good things you're doing, and let us know what's going on. So Ashley, I'll turn it over to you. Good morning.
Well, thank you for having me. It's good to be here. So this specific funding request, I believe, is for $5,000 for the meals program. I do want to point out the county resolution. That is for a specific Texas Department of Agriculture, the Texas Feeding Texans grant. So it is $549 that comes out of the total $5,000 that we request from the county every year.
You said 549 or 459?
Oh, it may be
Yeah, it has
459.
459.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. That's based off senior population by county.
Okay.
This is.
You have that form in front of you?
Yeah. Did y'all get it?
No, sir, we don't like those.
Okay. Robert got one, Mike got one. Again, we didn't get it.
Right there at your computer, Jason.
Sooner if your computer.
Oh. Not in our packets.
Well, it came
Came in
late.
late.
Well, it
Yeah,
came
you
hot
put them
off
out this
the press.
morning.
It came in this morning.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay, you ready? I'm sorry, I should go ahead.
No, okay. So this essentially allows us to get 50 cents per meal that's not covered by federal funding for our meals program. Federal funding only covers about 60% of our meals program, so we just go for any grant that we can. This is one of them, local county support donations that all comes together to support the meals program in total. We served a little over 9,800 meals last year. That equates to feeding about 40 people per day, Monday through Friday.
Are your numbers going up on that or about the same?
About the same right now. I hope to get more home delivered meals, just trying to push the meals program more because we can't do more here. I think we can increase the numbers, especially in congregate. I think we can increase the numbers. As far as eating, you know,
Sure.
a lot of people go and they congregate and they visit, but they may not stay for the meal. But the meal is the only thing we do reimbursed for, essentially. Some other things we do over there, we offer a case management program, an energy assistance program, weatherization. We do a lot of information and referrals. We have usually come over and do just like a mass sign up day for all of our services. And Billy is there to direct people for anything else they may need. Any questions?
Well, I know about Meals on the Wheels. I told you for my mother, I was a lifesaver for her. You got a good group of people who help out here. I know in the
Yes.
past doing the Meals on the Wheels delivery.
Yes, it's definitely our heart program. So really anything we can do to keep it sustainable, we definitely try to do that. Because we don't want it to go anywhere.
Heard a lot of comments too, also how positive it is for the delivered meals, and it's been awful good for the Mills County.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to do everything we can to help you out. So about 40 a day, that's who you feed every day.
About average.
Yeah. Okay. Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Johnson? Hearing none, I'll make a motion that we approve the 2024 funding commitment for Hill Country Community Action. I got motion by me, a second by Commissioner Head, and the discussion.
For the amount, you wanna go ahead and put the amount in there, $459, is that?
The.
What's in this resolution?
request, yes, that is for the TDA.
TDA.
The total request was the 5,000, yes. TDA comes out.
Got it. Sorry.
We
We got motion and second already.
Hang on just a second. So. We have this as this is a grant.
Mhm.
But you don't have what they're requesting in front of you, the 5,000, Judge. You don't
No.
have that.
Okay, that's, we can put that in the budget.
Yes.
I know, yeah, but they're talking about two different things here. I was making sure they're.
I think I misunderstood that. This is just specifically for the TDA resolution, which is the 459,
Yeah,
Okay,
correct?
yes.
I'm sorry, that was my,
okay, just make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yes, exactly.
Just in my motion I made, is that sufficient
Yes.
for the $459? Yes, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I made this motion, seconded by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion?
That was Commissioner Head.
Oh, Commissioner, I'm sorry, Commissioner Head, second. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the funding commitment for Hill Country Community Action, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Ashley, thank you for coming. Have a great day. Appreciate everything you do. Okay, number 12, consider an act on declaring 5 deaths from the treasurer's and ag agent's office at scrap. As you all know, we had a horrible flood in May, and hopefully all the work we've done with the boring and the new entrance will hopefully alleviate those problems in the future. Summary, anything I need to add to this? Any questions, commissioners? Go to scrap, I guess.
Yeah,
Trash.
scrap. Yeah. That's what you're asking.
The guy questioned what he's gonna do with it. I guess until he gets back and he's able to put them in the trash can.
We have to go to Brownwood with them. Yeah, I know that's a lot of.
Does any of the commissioners at your precinct barn need desk or a filing cabinets? I've looked at them. I walked by them now. What's rotted on them, where water's got on the bottom of them, that's when he's wants to get rid of. Yes, they're filling out, so. But a couple of the filing cabinets are pretty nice that I think they're fine. but-
Going back to the office.
Excuse me?
The filing cabinets went back into the office.
Oh, did they? Well, he was just showing me all of the desk and the filing cabinet.
Yeah, this is just for, all we're doing is preparing 5 desks is all.
Okay.
So commissioners, do you know have any use for some desks? Your precinct.
Most of the desks are bigger than our office.
Yeah.
They say our office ain't big enough for the desk.
So the answer would be no.
I make a motion that, we, approve the 5 desks to be, scrapped. And then Guy can do away with them wherever he needs to do away with them. Take
Okay,
them to Brownwood or take them out to a precinct, and bury them, whatever.
okay.
Let him get rid of them.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Wright. I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor of considering declaring 5 desks from the treasurer's and ag agent's office and scrap, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 13, commissioners' request and reports. Commissioner Wright, go ahead, sir.
Cut brush on County Road 410, 316, 315. We've been blading on County Road 315, and also we're still working on some of the FEMA projects on 318 about washouts on our low water crossings. That's all I have.
Okay, Commissioner Head.
We put a couple tin horns in on 312. We worked in the shop a little bit and, then we started blading. We bladed 332, 333, part of 312, 336, 323, 321, 324.
Okay. Commissioner Barton.
Basically been doing some shredding on the roadside. Working back in the Schuster type area, cleaning out the tin horn, extending them to a tin horn. I have the one landowner that has always threatened to sue the green, let it shred that, so we're gonna do that before he changes his mind. And I will be, got FEMA tomorrow, Wednesday, next Monday. And I will be leaving for a meeting on Tuesday and be back next Monday.
Okay. Okay. Commissioner Williams.
Yeah, a few things. First off, I want to apologize for missing the FEMA stuff last week. I know I've been one pretty adamant about let's get this done, get it going. I'm sorry for that. Second, I was supposed to be gone this week, my daughters won a draw for an elk hunt this week, and I was supposed to be gone on Wednesday, and so I'm not gonna probably get out of here till Friday, so. If not Friday or Saturday, but, just to let y'all know, so I will be gone all of next week. We'll be meeting with Summer to, get caught up on the FEMA stuff, tomorrow. We've got culverts in, we had over 4 inches of rain in places. Most everything that we have prepared after the May rains and stuff held its own, so no blockage or runoff or anything like that. Had a lot of phone calls over the weekend wanting to do the burn ban. But as I discovered, everybody was burning anyway, so you could see smoke piles out there everywhere. So, just to let everybody know that, we'll be, hauling some material in the next couple of weeks and also blading now that we've got all that moisture. We'll probably do that for the next 2 weeks and hauling material. Are you still gonna try to haul, Dale, with the, okay. So,
They cancel that.
well, I just didn't know. I just wanna see if it's open for anybody else. What about the front end loader, rover tire loader to the sheriff's department and stuff like that?
Robert's got it now.
Is it, or has that been taken care of? For the off of the sheriff's department, or that, or Louis Bernardo over there outside?
We're waiting on Louis.
Oh, I thought he was supposed to do it last week.
I hadn't heard any news from Louis Coronado, and I checked with me, I hadn't heard anything.
I'll contact him this afternoon.
Okay.
Okay, well, I just remember the court said that he was gonna take care of it last week, so
He
They
said-
said 2 to 3 weeks.
it was 2 weeks, now it's 3 weeks, so. Anyway, just trying to get everything lined out to what we're gonna do. The haul truck is ready to go. We got problems with the haul truck and trailer, or the haul trailer. The boards are breaking on that floor. We're gonna have to do something about it, so you guys get a chance, y'all need to drive by and look at that trailer and give me your recommendations of what we wanna do to do that trailer. Because if we're gonna be moving equipment and stuff, it's like your rubber tire loader might be fine out there, but a backhoe starts falling through it. So,
And then your board's replaced.
yeah, and so I don't know where to go get them or whatever, so y'all might want to look at that, one of those options. Other than that.
About this haul trailer, Jason, is that your
it's at-
precinct?
Yeah, it's at my precinct, we've been for 2 months.
Okay, where, have you heard anything about the rock crusher?
Rock crusher, I have
The-
not heard,
the track.
The rock crusher has not moved from the day we dropped it off.
Where's, how about the tractor?
That's what the tractor, rock crusher's at his yard.
Right, I'm saying the tractor, it's at Kirby Moore's. Have you
It
talked,
hasn't moved since where we unloaded.
have you visited with him yet? Talked to him or anything?
He said he would get to it when he finished with hay season.
That,
It should.
Should be coming right around the corner.
cause it's been, what's been up there for a month and a half already?
Last time we took it in July, we picked it up in November.
Yeah. He probably said it'd be the end of October.
And we hadn't got any releases on our millings yet either. I contacted the judge and asked if they could send a letter where we could start kind of use some of that with the crusher and stuff, but.
I hadn't seen anything or heard anything yet,
So
so.
I didn't talk to Carlos last week, but the week before, Carlos Reyes out at the local text dot agency said that they had to do the finish report and they were waiting on that to get that in. And he said that should be a couple of days and now it's been 3 weeks. So
I just knew they were out at the precinct measuring all, haven't got it all measured, but I thought maybe they'd sent a letter already and we just hadn't seen it, so I contacted the judge and asked him if there'd been a letter sent, and he said no.
Haven't seen anything.
Okay. I didn't know whether they'd sent you one or they hadn't sent me anything either.
but yeah, I mean, we're biting at the bit to try to do some stuff and they haven't released it. So
I don't see how we can do anything without the tractor and the grinder.
I don't know. I'd like to try though.
I went out.
Yeah.
Went out
You
there
get
the
it.
other day and tried to pick into it. This stuff is set.
Yeah, the last they delivered, we had to put some out on the state right of way. Simple fact, they broke it down so bad when they delivered all of it. And we picked it up with the backhoe, but it wasn't packed down. The rest of it's packed down. You're gonna have to, it's gonna have to be crushed. It's plenty firm. So that's all I had.
Okay,
Thanks.
anything else? Okay, number 14, county judges report. Again, I mentioned the family of Farrell Thorne. He's commissioner for what, 2 terms, Gerald, do you remember? Farrell Thorne was commissioner for at least 2 terms here, back in the 80s and early 90s. So again, prayers to their family, as I mentioned in my prayer. The burn ban has been lifted, and if anyone's listening, just always use caution. Please call the sheriff's department before you burn, and do not burn on windy days. And we'll contact the paper and let them all know and change our website. And, Commissioner Portman, we got proposed subdivision in your area, the Hoop and Horns, that, you get a chance to come down to the office, we'll visit. Still, they're working on the preliminary plat and still got some issues with all the preliminary plats, all I can say right now.
Judge, also, did you contact King about the one out here?
Not yet. I haven't heard from them yet. And what Commissioner Wright is referring to is the Winter's Place, what's it called? The,
Oak. I think it's
yeah, Rolling Oaks.
Rolling Oak.
And they're proposing just making a small change in their subdivision where they have 3 tracks. They're gonna combine them and make like 8 or 9 tracks.
What?
So that's what he's referring to. And, that's all the news I've got. Number 15, Commissioner Wright, adjournment.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.